Osama bin Laden, there were others who killed for their belief in a radical form of Islam. Men bound by a common thread, a movement known as the Muslim Brotherhood.
The Muslim Brotherhood has been the ideological parent for virtually every radical Sunni terrorist movement today.
It is the primary source and inspiration for today's most dangerous Muslim terrorist organizations, including Al-Qaeda. 1980s Afghanistan. Among the radical Muslims who have converged on the country to fight the Soviets is this man, a member of Egyptian Islamic Jihad, a terrorist group that split off from the Muslim Brotherhood. His name? Ayman al-Zawahiri. In Afghanistan, Zawahiri would be transformed from a radical activist in a Brotherhood splinter group to a founding member of Al-Qaeda.
He could see Afghanistan as a place to remold his revolutionary Islamic groups and create a kind of force that then could be used in Egypt and elsewhere.
By 1986, Zawahiri had set up camp across the Afghan border in Peshawar, Pakistan.
Peshawar was where the jihad against the Soviets really was organized. All the different mujahideen groups had their representatives there. Spies from all over the world were there.
In Peshawar, Zawahiri came into contact with Abdullah Azzam, an Islamic cleric who hailed from the Palestinian branch of the Muslim Brotherhood.
Sheikh Abdullah Azzam was key Palestinian Brotherhood member who was teaching Osama bin Laden.
Azzam had taken bin Laden under his wing in Saudi Arabia in the early 1980s. Bin Laden then followed his teacher to Peshawar, where bin Laden began working to develop what would one day be known as the base, or Al-Qaeda.
Ayman Zawahiri is, for all practical purposes, the person who has provided the ideology for Al-Qaeda.
When bin Laden was introduced to Zawahiri, he was intrigued by Zawahiri's violent vision of jihad. One of Zawahiri's strategies was the idea of suicide bombers. The relatively new concept for Sunni Muslims would inspire future attacks around the world. Zawahiri became known as bin Laden's right-hand man. Their collaboration culminated on the morning of September 11th, 2001. The attack was rooted in a violent ideology, which had sprung from the Muslim Brotherhood decades before. Today, Zawahiri is still at large, and Al-Qaeda cells continue to operate around the world.